Now, the air quality in the national capital has really dipped this morning. It is particularly bad today because most of the areas that are the monitoring stations are registering an air quality index upwards of 500. Now, the air quality in the national capital dipped further with real-time readings of the particulate matter 2.5 breaching the severe category in several areas of the national capital. PM 2.5 level in RK Puram was recorded at a whopping 542. In New Delhi, US Embassy area, this level was 487. Now, the PM10 or particulate matter 10 level at Punjabi Bagh was recorded at 786. That's severe. Now, this is used to describe the highest level of pollution and is declared when these particulate matters cross or are upwards of 200 microgram per cubic meter. Just imagine this figure is at 700, 750. Yesterday, in some areas, it was even 999. Now, these matters, particularly PM 2.5, which is really minute, that penetrates deep into the respiratory tract, harms the lungs, and also causes several other health hazards. If you look on the air, this is actually a map of the various monitoring stations in the national capital, which actually show what is the air quality index and how it is dipping continuously. Now, this was pretty much on expected lines during this particular season when there is a fog season, when there is too much fog. What has made matters worse that this is not just fog, but also smog, and smog of a kind where the contaminants or the air is completely contaminated mainly, and the main culprit, doctor after doctor has been telling us, is diesel fumes, which ejects as many as 40 contaminants into the air. It is diesel fumes that has caused the condition of Delhi. Let's now introduce Dr. Rohit Karoli. He's a senior consultant. Doctor, good morning. Thanks very much for joining us here on India Today. I'll just tell you what we usually do in the morning. We ask our viewers to send us certain questions or concerns that they have, and we collect them, put them on the screen, and ask an expert like yourself to answer them. Okay. So let's load question number 1, right? Okay, let's put question number 1 that our viewers have sent us. What are the precautions morning walkers, especially elderly, should take? Doctor.
The most susceptible population is the elderly population, the children age group and the pregnant females. And elderly do have a habit of doing a morning walk for the day. The most important precaution will be a preventive measure that rather than taking the time of morning, they can take a time of mid part of the day to move. They can have extra layer of woolens which they can take along and move, and they can use a mask and a cap along. But the best way is to prevent. So avoid that part where there is a lot of smog, because the smog and fog is causing a lot of precipitation of the particulate matter during in the morning. So the best part is to not to roam around early in the morning and late in the evening, and avoid the crossing areas, avoid the red lights, avoid the crowded places. And the second part is they can do an indoor activity, going to a gym or just play indoors, especially in that part of the day. So preventive measure is more important, and subsequently if they can add on with their with the layer of woolens, and they can use the mask, that will be the best way.
Okay, Dr. Karoli, we'll come back with another question also in just a short moment from now. But one of the major concerns and one of the major solutions that now a lot of Delhiites are considering are air purifiers. But the problem is that people don't know which air purifier to go for. How effective is an air purifier actually going to be? Should they go for the one which is for 3,000 rupees? Or should they go for a one which is for as high as 1 lakh rupees? Even in some cases, it is as high as 3 lakh rupees. Now, as the smog crisis hits the national capital, there has been a surge in the sale of air purifiers. Simi Pasha gets us this comparative report on which one could you or should you be picking up.
Air purifiers are selling like hotcakes, especially since news of pollution levels in Delhi hit headlines. We're in an electronics store in Delhi. Prev and I have come here to find out why exactly people are buying air purifiers. Anuj claims that almost 20 to 30 pieces are being sold every day. Anuj, what's the kind of range that you have? Can you take us through the products that you have?
As you can see, we have these sharp air purifiers. These are different according to different square feet area. You can choose from different sizes. We have these Kent purifiers. We have Ampha purifiers. Then we have Philips also, and we have Blue Air.
And so this is for 39,000.
Yes.
This seems to be the most expensive one that you have.
No, we have another expensive also, but yeah, the Blue Air range is quite expensive.
Why is this more expensive than, for example, Kent? How much is the Kent air purifier?
Kent is for 16,000.
Why is Kent cheaper?
This is for smaller area, and this is for large area. This is for 200 square feet area, and this is for 400 square feet area.
So can you tell us the features of this one?
This is Blue Air Sense purifier. It has lot of colors, and it is Blue Air has only 3 models in Sense, and they are according to 300 and 350 square feet. And it has the capacity of suction haze. It takes care of pollen mites, and it takes care of asthma triggers also.
So how does an air purifier work? What is its function?
It will produce positive and negative ions. The air we breathe is not clean air. The ionage of positive and negative ion is very low.
How is it producing positive or negative ions?
It has ionizer inside the machine. This is smaller air purifier.
Okay.
You can just plug it into cigarette socket, and it will work. It has the life of this purifier is 19,000 hours.
Okay.
It takes care of cigarette smoke.
So Anuj has shown us all kinds of air purifiers, from this one which fits inside your car to this most expensive one which is for 75,000. Prem and I are now going to go to a doctor and find out how effective these air purifiers are.
It's only filtering out the particulate things. It's not that the carbon dioxide which is in that air gets absorbed and it is released as oxygen. It's not that. So these are just filters. Like, let's say if there is a person who sits in the office, he spends most of the day in the office, and if he can control it, that's fine. So extreme could be that one carries one's oxygen supply along with whatever cylinder, whichever means to breathe one's own air. So this would be an extreme step.
Now, a lot of people are wondering whether you should be buying an air purifier or not, and if yes, then which one? Because air purifier comes for 3,000 rupees also, and then the most expensive ones come for 3 lakh rupees also. There's a mid-range for about 50,000. Well, here is a virtual air purifier that we are loading on the screen right now, and then we are going to rip it apart, dismantle it to show you the various stages of purification that a standard air purifier is going to provide, somewhere in the range of around 30 to 40,000. Filter number 1 is a pre-filter, this one that we have loaded on the screen right now. This takes care of that PM10 particulate matter. That is the filter which is going to filter it out. Filter number 2 is the carbon filter. Now this will take care of any pungent smell, any strong chemical smell, any chemical presence in the room. That is the filter which is going to take care of this. The third filter is called the HEPA filter or the HEPA filter. Now this filter is actually going to take care to 99.97% the PM2.5, the most deadly as far as the particulate matter is concerned. The smallest of the smallest particulate matter, this is the filter that is going to take care of PM2.5. But all these three combined inside an air filter increases the cost of that air purifier, and that is why you notice that some air filters or air purifiers are available for 3,000, but then there are others that range from 50 to 60,000, even cross a lakh and 3 lakh rupees depending on their capability. These are the various filters that are positioned in the air purifiers. Alright, so those were the various air purifiers, and also what is actually there inside the air purifier, because you know it's jargon for most of the people. Just buying an air purifier is not actually going to help. You have to understand what actually does an air purifier do. So we showed you the three broad filters in layman language, what they actually end up doing inside your room. But through the course of this week, we are going to discuss whether you actually need it, how effective, because there is no, doctor after doctor has told us that the there is no conclusive proof or study which shows that these air purifiers are actually the solution that you should be looking for. Dr. Karoli, let's also load question number 2, another question that our viewer has sent us. Let's put that on screen at this moment. Okay, since there's less sunlight during winters, does it spike lifestyle diseases?
Yeah,
Dr. Karoli.
Definitely, the sunlight in this part of India wakes up the India. So it is an energy-giving phenomena. So the illness which precipitates are the psychiatric, psychosomatic, and neurotic illnesses. And a lot of patients have a feeling of depression. They have low mood. And there are a lot of visits to the psychiatrist, neurophysicians, especially the elderlies, the female in the perimenopausal and the menopausal age group who have hormonal imbalances. They face this during the lack of sunlight. The whole day you don't face the sunlight. So yes, definitely there is precipitation of the more perception of very sensitive symptoms. Beyond the psychiatric illness, there is also precipitation of the comorbidities which move up in the elderlies, like the heart ailments, the allergic ailments, and there is precipitation and moving into the OPD and the IPD areas. So yes, so the treatment for this is that they should face the bright light. They should have a bright light combination, and whenever there is sun, just try to move into the sun, do exercise, have a lot of fluids, lot of fresh food and lot of fresh fruits, which will encourage them to behave better.
Okay. Dr. Karoli, thank you so much for joining us this morning here on India Today. That was Dr. Karoli answering your questions. Remember, you too can participate. Send us your questions with the hashtag Delhi Chokes on our Twitter handle, India Today.
There was a major goof-up this year in one of the most coveted beauty pageants, Miss Universe. The 2015 host for the ceremony, Steve Harvey, declared Miss Colombia the winner when, in fact, she was actually the first.